Hello everyone, this is another lighting breakdown number 4. This is a commercial I shot about a year ago, but this commercial came with a lot of challenges, but as you can see, it has a really cool look. And so let's just dive right into it. Here's some, some shots of the commercial, and we'll break these down a bit. Especially this opening shot is kind of cool. So. So yeah, the first shot is this dolly in shot, and this actually took some time really doing with our focus puller and letting the talent know when to look up and so on and so forth. These shots are pretty self-explanatory in the ways of what you're looking at. I'm not going to dive into this shot, but if you want to know how we did this, it's just a white a glass table, and all you're doing is you're just really blowing out this background, and you can see some of the information on this glass is pretty much, not pretty much, it's gone. But these shots were the same thing. We just reversed how we did it on this side. These are spices, a certain spice, and this is a matcha herb. And so same table, all we did was put some black foam core on there. So yeah, but these shots, the shot that was a little more difficult were these ones. That one was really, these are pretty easy. And you can actually, what's funny is you can see my camera in her eye right there. See the camera, I shouldn't say mine, but the shots that were a little more difficult were ones like these, because we didn't have a ton of lights, and we didn't know, we'd only location scouted this once, and we didn't know exactly, how we were gonna light it in the ways of were we able to move these lights, and these were studio lights, and so they were fixed in where they were at. They could only move left to right. They couldn't move around. And so, but yeah, let's dive right into the breakdown. And so the shots that we're gonna break down, like I said, are these little harder ones here. So definitely this first one. This is 3 lights, and so what you're seeing up here on top here is this is an Airy 1K Fresnel. And this is in, I believe this one was tungsten. I'm not positive. I have actually kind of forgot. I think this was tungsten though. And this is a white cyc. So this entire studio is a white cyc. We graded it like this kind of this vignette, this blue. And then this light coming in behind her is actually 2 Kinos. And these Kinos, I believe I put them in this, let me hurry and pull this up here. Yeah, they are the Kino Flow Image 87s. And so I'm going to be bouncing back and forth between these two. So let me kick off of this. I wanted to just show you guys. So that first shot, let me dive into that one. That first shot is what we had here was the camera and dolly. So if this is this main portion, we literally had, it was not a big studio. So this is all white cyc, this whole area. And so it was nice because they let us put the dolly. We edged it up to the white. Back here was not. So it was all in front of us was white cyced. And so what we did was this Airy Fresnel was behind her, excuse me. She was here, and it was pointing down at her, and that's what you are seeing this glow right here on her shoulders and on the top of her head, and really cool in the shadows, just enough to see some detail. Trust me, I see this hair over here. This drives me nuts, but no one noticed it at the time, so there's nothing I can do about that now. But yeah, so we have this Airy 1K right here, excuse me, and then these Kinos we actually had to put behind her just a little bit, and then what we did was we just tilted them in, and they weren't full power. And these they slid on a track, and so that's all we did. They had a lot of speed rail above us, and so we kind of angled them as so, and that's what you're seeing here. And so as we're pushing in, the dolly and camera is tilting up, and our focus puller is keeping everything in focus, and that's all you're seeing right on this shot. Okay, so you're seeing exactly this, and as the dolly's coming in, the camera's panning up, we're focusing in on her. So then the other shots that were a little more challenging, and for these shots, if you really want to know, I guess I can dive into, all we did is the same exact thing. We pulled these Kinos back more and put the white table right in on it, and then we just blared all, we turned on all of the banks. There's 8 lights in one of these, so 8 big fluorescent tubes. They were all at 5600K. The Airy was the only one that was not. And so yeah, these were really pretty simple shots here. Same thing here, with just one Kino right over it. Same over here, in the ways of everything was just lit up pretty evenly. This one we wanted a little more dramatic, but these shots right here, there we go. So this shot right here, what we did was, you can see this Kino. You can see the Kino. So the Kino is on camera left, and there's another Kino camera right. And so we kind of just sandwiched her a lot of the time in between these lights. So for this shot, all we did, this was not on the dolly, so just off the dolly, pull this over here, pull this over here. Okay, so all we did for these was this. We just brought these in, right in on her. Camera was fairly close, and that was shot on a 100mm macro lens. I still remember that shot because that was an actual handheld shot, and that's all we did for those shots. So this was actually pretty easy. Now these foam boards up here, what we use those for is, I'll show you the shot, was when we wanted to get this shape in her face. So we didn't want it to be like completely one-sided. As you can see, she has light coming in over here on her face, and she has light over here. And so what we did was, pull this up. So what we did was, we'd get these lights exactly the same direction, but we actually reversed it. So what we did, let me explain here. So we got these foam boards and put them like this. Okay, so we angled them in here just like this, and then these Kinos, we were hoping that would bounce through and just kind of give her more of a sliver of light. And so what we did with her is, we brought her over here like this, and this actually gave an awesome effect, and we were right in here for that. This, we completely turned the Airy off. There's no Airy. So that's what you're seeing on this look, is these lights. They're kind of bouncing off of these foam boards, And the other thing we did is a lot of this was shot not on full, all of the banks were on these, on the Kinos. And but this one, I remember we had to crank all of them on, and then we opened them almost completely up with the barn doors, and so that's how we got that look right here. And that was the same look that we had right there, right here. The same thing, but we just turned everything over. We just got all this and shifted it over here. But it's the same exact look, and it ended up being pretty cool. And this is pretty awesome look. So this other shot, let's see here, we did same exact lighting example. The only difference was we used one to bounce the light into the back of her face here, not the front. This front is lit by one Kino, and then the back here is hitting the cyc and then bouncing back into her face. And then the other example, where'd it go? And this was the same shot, but the only difference with this shot is we turn the Airy back on. And then, so this one, same exact shot. Same exact lighting situation, we just turned this on, and I know that we turned this down quite a bit. So this is all completely on, all 8 bulbs. This one was turned down to 2 bulbs. So a little more dramatic. But as you can see, this is really easy. This dolly was only used for one shot. Where was the wider shot here? Was pretty easy, and you can even see we're throwing this Kino. We actually brought both Kinos over here and blazed them across her, and the area is on, but the area is turned down. But we got both Kinos on this side, like this. Foam board was out, foam board was out. This. This is how we got that shot. Here, and then we actually were on a 50 and we went back. So that's what you're seeing right here. So really, this was actually a really simple setup, but yet at the same time it was challenging because we only had 3 lights. Now granted, they're Kinos and they're nice lights. But yeah, we were all sitting there going, okay, how are we gonna do this? And so all these flattering lights, we bounced everything to make, almost no shadows. And so we did have some white foam as well. But the majority of what you're seeing is just these Kinos going straight through at her. Kinos are always a nice soft light. But yeah, hopefully that's a good lighting breakdown. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out and ask. Leave the comments below. But as you can see, you can actually get a really cool look. As you can see here, you can get an awesome look, and for 3 lights and some creativity and time, you can get some really cool looks. So this was a fun commercial. Like I said, it was quite a while ago, but it still holds its ground. So yeah, appreciate you guys. Stay tuned for next week with more gear reviews, tips and tricks, and film theory. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and check me out on Instagram, Uphill Cinema, and see you next week. Thanks. Bye.